Hey guys, Tarke here, and today we've got another Patreon build review. This review is sent from Zach, and I'll just read through what he sent us in advance. Hello there, Tarke. I very much enjoy your YouTube content and build videos. He did actually say that. You've been a big inspiration for a lot of builds I've played in the past, and would love it if you'd review my new build for Delirium League. At the moment, it feels fairly optimized, but I'd love to know if you'd find any small tweaks or large changes that would make the build even stronger. Basic idea, abuse the hell out of Archmage Support before it gets nerfed in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if it did get nerfed. I don't think they'll kill it, but I wouldn't surprise me if they nerfed it a little bit next patch, to be honest. I'm stacking mana with Cremation for single target and a Val Arc and a 4-link for some supplementary clear. The character originally started as Destinate Dead, but I wasn't super pleased with the damage at endgame. I'm not 100% sold on Necro after issuing the change to Cremation, as not really taking advantage of the corpse life ascendancy. How the additional mana regeneration is pretty nice, and the shock chill from corpses is solid. Also, the whole block thing is really good. Mostly what I'm curious about is there any alternative build routine you notice, any areas you think I could drop to pick up extra cost jewels, so I haven't come out ahead on total life mana damage hit per Cremation. There are some small improvements I could make on my gear. I'm thinking mostly percent life, percent mana on block shield, and perhaps a new weapon with more spell damage or lightning as extra chaos. Looking forward to your feedback. Thanks for doing all that you do. Thank you very much for the support. Zach. So, right off the bat, I don't really like this routing into Shadow. I wouldn't change Necro. I would keep Necro. If you're going to root over here, I think it's only worth it if you then take like Arcane Swiftness. But the 5k life is pretty low. Yes, you do have Big Mind over Matter. You're not running a Cloak of Defiance. You're running a Shadow Lightless. So you've only got 30% mob. So I'd be tempted to do something kind of like this. Swap the starts around on the tree. Drop all of that. Takes the point down to that. Come down. Grab Certain Life. Fill in Battle Arrows. If you could cut more points from the build, I'd then also come across grab Profane Chemistry and Arcane Chemistry, but that would require some pretty substantial cuts elsewhere, which I don't immediately see. And just going for this swap alone gives you more mana, gives you access to a nice mana 3-point jewel, gives you a bunch more life, like 800 more life, and this is a particularly strong node because it gives you physical damage, damage gained as mana when you're hit, so... And also this node's great because it's 10% with 10 flat, so it's a really good DPS node. But yeah, so that's just an immediate change I'd make just glancing at the tree. What's this? Disciple of Katava. Every 5 seconds consume a nearby corpse to recover 5% of life and mana. 10% more damage if you haven't consumed a corpse recently. That's pretty cute. I quite like that. He's always consuming corpses because of the Necro stuff. Gives him just more life and mana sustain. I quite like that. So he's got 10% chance to light enemies using any skill. Well, that node seems kind of weak. And then this node gives him... Yeah, that seems not the best, but whatever. Liquid Inspiration, mana recovery from Flasks, Distilled Perfection, that I would change. And then Openness. I think I'm going to change your cluster jewel setup a little bit. I'd also be tempted to shove in Essence of Extraction into the build. If you're going for the whole Enduring Mana Flask, always being active and everything, it's just a very solid 3 points. If you don't have ailment immunity, it's also just removes ailments, which is kind of cool. And it also gives you nice Mana Flask sustain while bossing. I would fill in all the life nodes. I wouldn't ever skip life nodes. Otherwise, though, looks fairly optimal. I don't know if you need both of these points. I know it's DPS, but... I'd probably trim one. Also, that node would be better than that now. I've added that into the build. And I don't want to make him like a level 100 tree. By going for this routine, you could drop 1 point there. You could root through the spell damage or the cast speed instead of going out the outside, but it's less points. You want to keep the points as low as possible. Is there any way we can make this routing cleaner? You could put 1 point there instead of having these 2 damage nodes. But then it's like 1 point for 25% damage. You'd rather have this, but if you're really starved on points, you could go that way around. Just because points are so valuable with cluster jewels now. Right. I don't really like these jewels. I kind of want to just mostly focus on his jewels. I guess we can also have a look at his links and see if there's anything about his links that we would change, but I think that's how I would do the tree. Because then you look at like 6k life, like 7k mana. That looks good. That's good. Cremation, Archmage, GMP, early focus, Unleash. Ooh, I don't know if I like Unleash on your Cremations. It's a big DPS link and it's only in a 5 link. I mean, he's got it. Not sorry, it's a 6 link because he's using Shroud of Lightless. Okay, but I don't know if I like the Unleash. Desecrate, Spark, Cascade, Fast Casting, Arcane Surge, Fair, Arcane Cloak, and Restoration, Arcane Surge. You want to shove Second Wind on this. If you have Second Wind on it, then it has a shorter cooldown, and also it's another support gem, so it makes the mana cost higher. Bone Offering, Temper Shield, Wave of Conviction. I'm guessing this is a trigger weapon. He's got a Vile Arc he said he was using for clear. I think that's kind of a cool idea. I don't really want to remove that because that sounds kind of fun. Definitely drop this and run Dash and Second Wind. I much prefer Dash Second Wind. Yeah, well. He's got a Floating Clarity. Okay. How can we make the Arcane Cloak? I mean, what we could just do immediately is we could shove the Arcane Cloak and the boots and then do Clarity, Dash, Second Wind, and the weapon. And that way, yeah, okay, let's just do that. So, let's remove all of that, delete that. Then you can go Dash. No, sorry, hang on. We're going Arcane Cloak and boots with Arcane Surge fully leveled with Second Wind and increased duration. So now he's got a 4 link Arcane Cloak, which means it costs more mana, has a lower cooldown, he's got much better uptime. Why Dash over Flame Dash? I personally much prefer Dash over Flame Dash. If you prefer Flame Dash, that's fine. I personally just prefer Dash. But by doing it this way around, he can now do Dash or Flame Dash. Second Wind, and then Clarity. But yeah, a 2020 Dash Second Wind is basically 100% uptime. It feels so much smoother, in my opinion. If you prefer Flame Dash, use Flame Dash. And if you can get the 21s, or you can shove like an Empower on there, it gets like stupidly absurd. So that's just like a very slight tweak that I prefer. Unleash on the Cremation is quality of life. It means he doesn't have to cast as much because he just instantly drops them all down. So fair enough to him. If he prefers it, he prefers it. Could otherwise go for like a Inspiration or a Controlled Destruction. Or not Inspiration because you want to keep the mana cost high, but you couldn't say go for a Controlled Destruction instead. Or an Ellie Focus. Because he's not running Ellie Focus, he will occasionally be igniting because Cremation hits a lot. He could go for the Fire Jewel, which ignited enemies, destroy corpses. Could be solid. But otherwise, aside from that one stop in the links, I don't really want to change anything. I kind of like everything he has there. So let's just kind of look over some of the gear options. So he's got a spell damage, lightning damage, just a bunch of mana wand. He said himself he could go for a better wand, just as much spell damage mana as possible. I don't really need to change that. His shield is it's decent, but as he said, he would like a life or mana on block shield. Crown of the Inward Eye, good because it gives him a bunch of life, mana, and Transfiguration of Mind. Transfiguration of Body is DPS, solid. Shadow of the Lightless because he's doing this like multi-element thing. Yeah, I fuck with it. Yeah, it's fine. Pretty solid gloves, good life, good mana, solid res. Obviously, you could always get better, but like, you know, we're not making mirror gear. Good life, good mana, has some spell dodge. Yeah, has a little bit of resist, solid. His Ami, he could get like plus level of gems, but otherwise it's got, you know, good chunk of life, lots of mana because it's got the 87 and it's got the percent. Could just go with Ziri's Foible. Ziri's Foible is really hard to beat in these builds. Let's just have a look, see. I mean, the lad's already got 7k mana. He actually loses some mana because of how good his Ami is. Because, I mean, it does have 87 flat and 12%. Yeah, that's pretty OP. Dude, this guy's gear is pretty fucking lit. This guy's got some good gear. Fucking 92 mana ring. Ooh. His belt, yeah, his belt's solid as well. So it's really just that tree, I think, is the main thing. And then his cluster jewels that I would change. And then, what's his flask set up? So he's gone for Divine Life Flask of Staunching, Basalt of Warding, Eternal Mana, Curing, Quicksilver. I really like phasing this league. I think Quartz Flasks are very important. I'd probably go for a Quartz instead of the Basalt just because of you get swarmed a lot in this league. I think phasing's super, super powerful. So I'd be tempted to do that swap there. Obviously, if you were to not do the Shroud Light, you should go for like a Cloak of Defiance. I would swap the Basalt for a phasing Flask. But again, it's personal preference, whichever you prefer. We've added a Jewel to the build, but you could get that last if the points are too high. But yeah, you just want good life mana damage Jewel there. Fevered Mines. He's not really running any Fevered... Oh, he's running 1 Fevered Mine, 2 Fevered Mines. So I think you've got enough mana that you could afford to run some more Fevered Mines, to be honest. That's probably what I'd be tempted to do. Is just drop these and just shove 2 more Fevered Mines in. Because, especially if you're doing Unleash on your Cremation, you're not casting very often, right? Because he's just casting once, instantly dropping 3. So he may as well just go all in on the Fevered Mines. And it's a big, big DPS increase with each one you add in. And this being 200k may not seem like much. That's 200k per projectile. That's actually a ridiculous amount of damage. I think 3 Fevered Mines he can get away with. 4 might be pushing it a bit too much, because at 4 he would then be going up to 5.2k. Yeah, no, it's a bit much. I think he can do 3. 4k mana cost. I think he can get away with. If not, you can always drop 1. But I think you could get away with 3 quite comfortably. So now let's just try and optimize the Colossal Jewels just a little bit. There must be something better than openness, and I think there's something better here. There's definitely something better on this one. So let's look. Let's just start off by looking at some of the Colossal options we have available to us. Now, the Supercharge one is specifically lightning damage with non-critical strikes is lucky. Seems like it would be a pretty obvious pick, because like you've got some not very good nodes in there. That's lightning damage, not lightning spells. You're an Ellie Overload build, you're not going to be critting all the time. This just seems like it could be a really good DPS increase for you. It's not going to be like massive, but it's probably going to math out at like 10%, 15% or something. So I'd go for Supercharge. I like the blind node. Surrounding the spice, I'd want to keep that probably. And then let's see what else it got. Corrosive Elements is nice for exposure. Bit wonky, I guess, because you're doing this whole multi-element thing, but it's an option. And you already have the Wave of Conviction, but it could be a option. Inspired Oppression, meh. Overshock, meh. Paralysis, meh. Prismatic Heart is solid for the all-res. Really good. Sadist, he's non-crit, so he's not going to be proccing that often enough. It gives 20% mana, which is solid, so I guess you take it just 20% mana. Snowstorm is meh. Storm Drinker is meh. Yeah, no, I guess we just go for the mana node. So I would go for that setup. So you're gaining the lightning damage one. I'm going to swap that for that. And it helps if I add a jewel to the bloody thing. I always forget to add the jewels. I'll also reduce those nodes down. So, right. Boom, 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 boom. He wants to keep that. I think it's kind of cute. We'll keep that in there. So we're going for a different medium. And I think also a different small. Let's do 1 second just to clear my throat. 1 sec. Sorry about that. So, I do like the Flask mediums. I think the Flask mediums are good. I just don't know if that's necessarily the right choice. So let's just look at some of the other options he has. So, with Flask Duration, get the Bleed one that I liked a lot. Which one is it? Mender's Wellspring. Also gives you some Life Loss Sustain. Doesn't boost his mana shit at all. But I just really like this node, so it's just worth mentioning on that point. Liquid Inspiration, obviously he's getting all the mana shit, so you can get like Liquid Inspiration plus Mender's Wellspring. If you want to go for the mana shit, I'd probably go for something kind of like that personally, but you know, it's complete preference. I would rather have that than Distil Perfection. Like, sure, you lose out on some mana recovery, but I would, yeah. I'd rather have that. Oh, now my thing is being weird. Oh, I didn't reduce the bloody passive. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. There must be something better on the mediums. Sorry, on the smalls. Let's see what we can do for the last small jewel. Alright, a couple of things that are just worth noting. Did he have endurance charge generation anywhere in his build? I didn't see it. There's a couple of just very strong nodes people don't really use that often. So you can get Enduring Composure, which is gain endurance charge every second if you've been hit recently. So basically 100% uptime on endurance charges. Very powerful. On dodge, there is Elegant Form, which gives you chance to avoid ailments. You can stack a bunch of these and mix in crafts on helm, gloves, shaper boots to get 100% chance to avoid elemental ailments. This opens up your flask options quite a lot. You can go for was it the evasion? Yes, yeah, the evasion one, which gives the which one is it? Shifting Shadow? No. One of them gives elusive. What's the elusive one called? Have I missed the elusive one? I think I'm being blind. Prismatic Dancers gives max res, which is very strong. Am I just not seeing it? Where's the Where's the one which gives elusive? So no witnesses, right? Yes, sorry, no witnesses. So on dodge, you can get a chance to gain elusive on kill, 25% increased elusive effect. This will make you feel much tankier while clearing maps because it's just like rotating dodge, spell dodge, movement speed. Scales very nicely with block, spell block, because you're just adding more layers to your avoidance. So I would go for it personally. You don't have to, but it's just something to go for. But otherwise, looking at mana nodes, you could get instead of what you currently have. Bless is solid because you've used some life still and some chaos res if you just want to like even out your life and mana totals a little bit. Not careful handling. Not chaos build. Holistic health gives slightly more life and mana. I'd rather have bless for the chaos res personally. Liquid inspiration. Openness gives a lot of mana. Sage, 4% physical damage reduction is pretty solid. You could go for that out of interest. How much ES would that give you? $1.4 to like extra 400 ES. I don't know. I'd probably go for one of the like elusive or endurance charge or avoid ailments ones personally, but that's just like fine as is. Otherwise though, actually I really like this build. I'm trying to think if there are any other things that you could add in. He's managed to get his block chance and spell block incredibly high, so he doesn't even really need to run a Lava Jewel or anything. I actually really like this build. This is definitely something that I would consider playing myself. I like this setup quite a lot. I would just, yeah, swap this around to there. Mind Drinker is a very powerful anoint because gives you the mana recovery on kill. Combine that with Battle Rouse, and you've got really good mana sustain. Yeah, I really like this build. I'd just say swap those 2 points round. Maybe drop the Unleash, but I can understand where you're running it. Probably shove in another Fevered Mind, and maybe just like shove in Supercharge, Mended Wellspring. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm Tarke. Thanks for the build. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye-bye.